Susan Sorensen. Most people know me as Mrs. Sorensen. I am a third grade teacher at Lincoln, and I'm here to talk about some books that I like. When I was asked to do this, I had to think long and hard because there are so many books that I wanted to talk about, and I had to narrow it down to just one, and then I even am stretching that to two. But my first one is this one right here. It's called Stone Fox. It is written by John Reynolds Gardner. It is kind of a beginner chapter book. It's about this boy who lives with his grandfather and a dog. And one day he wakes up and his grandfather can't get out of bed. He has to problem solve to figure out what's wrong with grandfather. And then once he does figure out that reason, he has to figure out a way to solve the problem. This is a story about this boy who he doesn't give up. He doesn't take no for an answer. He's determined to figure out a way to help his grandfather and to get his family kind of back the way it used to be. And he's determined. He wants to accomplish his goal and get his grandfather back to having the good time that they used to have. When he does find a way that he thinks that will help him to solve the problem, I can't say too much because I don't want to give away the ending. But I have to say the characters give everything they have to be able to solve this problem. They don't give up, they're determined, and I will also say it's a tearjerker. I don't know that I've ever read it without crying, but it is worthwhile. It's a great book, so I suggest you read that one. The other ones that I'm going to talk about are the I Survived series written by Lauren Tarshis. I hope I pronounced her name correctly. I had seen these books and I had never had any interest in reading them. It's a whole series about different disasters or horrible events that have happened in our history, and I never had any interest in reading them. Well, this year, one of my third graders came to me and said he loves reading these books. I'm like, okay, I'll give them a try. So I ordered some of these books, and I read this one, The Sinking of the Titanic, 1912. And I read this to our class, and I'm hooked. You can see there's several books behind me that are other books in the series. In this story, there's different characters in each one, but in this one, there's a boy who's on the Titanic with his aunt and his sister. They are coming back to America after having been on a vacation, and obviously, the Titanic hits an iceberg and sinks. I think most of us know that. And it's just what he does with those events and how it changes him, and it even, spoiler alert, I survived. He survives, but how does that change him? And how does that impact him for the rest of his life? There's some events that were pretty fun and made my class laugh in the story. There were some moments where I finished a chapter and my class was like, oh, don't stop reading, because it left off at a really good part that they wanted to hear what happens next. And they enjoyed writing about it afterwards. They very much enjoyed it. I highly recommend it. Any of the I Survived books would be good ones to read. These are two of my favorites. Try reading these. They have them at the Ottawa Public Library. If neither of these sound like a book you want to read, there are so many good books out there. Just ask one of the librarians. They'd be happy to help you find one that you would enjoy. Thanks.